Hello everyone, my name is Lucifer, and welcome to Stillwater. This game is made by the same people who made Someone Stole My Lunch, and I was very intrigued because this looked like a very cool game, and I want to try it out because I love detective kind of games where you can try and figure things out. And what I think is so cool about this is that this is actually watery. It has a water effect, which is so cool. I don't know. What's the break room? Ooh. Oh, are these the musics? Maybe. Yeah, okay, that's the music. Okay, that's really cool. All right, so I don't know anything about the game. I don't know anything about the plot or anything. So we're gonna find this ourselves. Everything is a work of fiction. Nothing is real. Oh my gosh, hi. I'm sorry, but I can't stay here anymore, Nina. I feel like I'm going crazy. Calm down. If we can just talk it out. So many strange things happening after another. Also, I'm sorry I'm not doing any voices. Recently, my throat's been hurting a lot more, and I've been advised to take it a bit easier by Nyla and Hannah. So, I'm gonna be taking it a bit easier. I have to do voice. What was it called? I have to do voice practice as well. So yeah, so many strange things that keep happening after another. Every day there's this damn dripping sound. I thought it was something, like a leak at first. But I check every faucet, every ceiling, every pipeline, and still, I hear it everywhere, constantly echoing in my ears. It could be an ear problem. You know, ears do have problems. It could be an ear problem if you put those two together. So, you know. Dot, dot, dot. Ooh, but the water. I find random pools of water just appearing out of nowhere. Just like the dripping. Are you sure you're not just pouring tea to the floor? I mean, the floor loves some tea as well. And, you know, sometimes you like to pour tea on it, you know, some hot water and just dunk a tea sachet in the pool of water. But it's at night. It's at night when it comes. Dot, dot, dot. I don't know if it's my paranoia, but I swear I could hear footsteps walking along the hallways, walking on pools of water. Yep, definitely the floor, just drinking out the water. They walk, and they walk. Upstairs, then downstairs. Upstairs and downstairs, upstairs and downstairs, upstairs and downstairs, upstairs, and it goes on, and on, and on, and on. Like that. But somehow it does come to an end. And it ends all in front of your grandfather's room. Okay, burn the room. Simple. Just easy clap, dunzo. I know that is a lot, but you have to believe me. No matter how many times I clean, it just won't end. I can't stay here any longer. I'm sorry, Nina. It's okay. I understand. Thanks for taking care of my grandfather. Nina, please listen to me. I don't know what's happening around here, but... The woman on the phone cautiously looks around before speaking again in a hushed tone. Oh, something terrible is lurking through the house. Yeah, very terrible, very terrifying. That's Slender Man. That's clearly Slender Man. I mean, obviously, look at him. He doesn't have the suit yet, but he only dresses up in the morning. I don't know what it is, but please, as soon as you get back, take your grandfather and just leave this place. He's a bit too young to be a grandfather, but hey. I can't just leave. That's my home. Please, Nina, this place is not forever. It's not safe. I don't know what you saw, but I can't just leave things like this. It's my home. It's my home. Okay. I really like the typewriter noises, but it's also very creepy. That's also creepy. Dinner. Wait, diner, 7 a.m. Oh, this is such such coolness. Amid a foggy morning, there sits a man by the corner of a booth. He drinks black coffee, and depending on his mood, occasionally orders a donut. You mean he's had a lot of donuts today? That's understandable. Donuts are tasty as hell. And today it was just black coffee. Interesting. Oh, this might be the main character. It is. Ugh. I swear, I've never seen that amount of paperwork in my life. A freaking mountain worth of it. You're a valuable member of our team, Hugo. Wait. Oh, you're talking to yourself. I thought you were talking to your demons. You know, very sane as well. My foot. I'm trying to believe that I was bamboozled into joining their agency. Ha. Hugo Laurent, age 30, takes a good look at his cup of Joe and chugs it all in one setting. Man, that Joe must be one tasty Joe. Joe is the tastiest Joe in all of Joetown. He then continues to grumble to himself about last night's grueling work at the office. I really need to find a different job. How about a YouTuber? It's a very different job and you don't get paid. As he contemplates his poor life choices, he looks at towards the early mist. I love early mist kind of things. I love early mist mornings. It's very nice. I love mist and fog. I don't know why. It's kind of like mysterious but also cool, and I don't know. It's a great diffuser of light, so yeah. There's something inherently terrifying about the fog to him, how it engulfs everything and nothing. Even if it disappears, it always leaves behind traces. Not really, that's not how water works, but okay. Proof of it remaining. Even in a quaint town like this, I can't even run from my fate, I guess. Is your fate to become mist? Are you a mist man? Mist man! Hugo finally stares at his compiled newspaper clippings he put together. Some of them from recent events, but mainly all were past headlines of missing person cases. No matter how many times I see this, it's still just as hard to look at. Fixating case after case, he can't help but remind himself that there is a reason behind all of this. Fixating case after case, he can't help but remind himself that there is a reason for all of this. And all to personal reason. Seeing strange things come with a price. Oh, so there are supernatural creatures. Okay. That's pretty cool. Oh, wait. Oh. In the end, I'm the one doing this to myself. Sounds rough, mind if I join? An annoyingly familiar voice interrupts the train of thought. He slowly looks up to see the one responsible, although reluctantly. Oh, wow. Hey, you look like the guy from Food Wars. I forgot his name. Good morning, Hugo. Hugo scowls and turns away from him. He then gathers all the files and shoves it back into the binder. Meanwhile, the tall man takes this as an initiative and sits at the opposite end of the booth. He greets the waitress by and orders himself the hefty body breakfast special with an extra plate. As usual, the waitress is happy to oblige and goes back to the counter to relay his order. The man then looks back at Hugo. He sees the empty cup and now jumbled newspaper clippings, all while Hugo is trying to ignore him. You really should eat something with that black coffee. Not ordering any donuts today? I'm fine, Noah. I'm just not in the mood, okay? Not even a little? There is a momentary silence between them before Noah disturbs it once more. Well, too bad for you. I ordered a big breakfast for the two of us. Two? That's not a lot. That anyone could finish that. Yeah. As if the world could grace Noah with an even more perfect punchline, the food arrives. Why the hell did he order for the two of us? Just eat what you want to eat. Don't worry about me. Wow, this looks so delicious. Right, Hugo? Are you even listening to me? Come on, we both know that if you don't eat now, who knows when you will. And I'm not about to let you faint again. So open wide. Okay, this is strange, but okay. Noah de Leon, age 27, a natural-born charmer, is just as equally persuasive as he is threatening. With a pensive look, Hugo finally gives in and eats the generous spoonful without further complaints. It's good. Right? Good food will always help cheer you up. His smile is a bit psychotic, just saying. Damn him. I got swept away again. The little charmer him. He's gonna sweep us off our feet. Oh, by the way, the chief will be out for a business trip. She mentioned it will be for a couple of days. When did she tell you this? I didn't hear anything about it. Yesterday, I think? Yesterday? She told me to sort out the cabinets yesterday. She didn't mention anything about a business trip. I guess it was a pretty sudden one. Well, I mean, she did tell me to tell you. And lucky me, I know where you go every morning. You know what? I'm not surprised anymore. Well, what do you want to do? Well, we technically have the day off. I'm gonna head back to the office. There are a couple of boxes I didn't get the chance to sort out. In that case, I'll come with you. Why? You could just rest for the day. And pass up this opportunity to get to know you better? Quit it. After enlightening banter, the two of them finish their breakfast, pay for their meals, and head to Hugo's car. Okay. Ah, they're also JPEG tubers. As Noah opens the door to the passenger seat, he notices a bloodhound sleeping inside. Woof, woof. He's adorable. He's so adorable. Aww. He's so adorable. He's so adorable. I want to pat him. The big dog stares at the side of the car opening and lazily stares at Noah. Sorry, big guy. He then closes the door while trying not to make too much noise to disturb its occupant, Colby. At the sound of his name, his heavy-lidded eyes slowly peek to see who calls out to him. It is his one and only partner, his human. As if finally realizing who he is or where he is, the bloodhound stirs up from his sleep, pounces at Hugo, and proceeds to wag his tail uncontrollably. Bork, bork. Good morning again, Colby. Had a nice nap? Colby, 8 years old. Oh, he's almost dead. I thought that first. Hugo's most faithful and loving partner in crime. Crime? No, we don't do crime. Crime is only when you get caught, if you think about it. Has the biggest tendency to just sleep all over the place. Noah, who is witnessing all of this from the backseat, chuckles to himself. He is amazed and slightly defeated at Hugo's sudden surge of energy. It doesn't matter how many times I try. When it comes to boosting up his mood, no one can beat Colby. Alright, agency, 7:50 a.m. It's a very, very clean place. I have to say, I expected more papers all over the floor, some burning trash cans, some computers running rogue AIs, the normal nowadays. The three headed back to the office. The space is just as the same as Hugo left it. A decent, organized mess. To his credit, for the amount of boxes he painstakingly went through, he believes he did a fair job, albeit could have been better. Wow. You really outdid yourself, Hugo. It looks less crowded. Shut it, will you? I said I was gonna get to it. The doggo! I wonder where the doggo eats his dinner. Probably in the office. He's the office doggo. Thanks, boy. Before Hugo could continue to give deserved head pats, he notices someone. A woman stands timidly peering outside from the storefront. I'm a store owner now? Alright, not suspicious at all. The woman appears to be a bit frantic. Disheveled and wearing ill-fitted clothes, she appears to be distressed about something. There's Miranda. I hired her the other day. I should not be making these jokes. When she finally makes eye contact with Hugo, she immediately rushes in. You also look like an anime character. I can't remember. I'm so sorry. I know the close sign is up, but I saw you come in and I... Are you alright, miss? I need your help. My grandfather, Before she can continue, Noah swiftly intervenes. It's okay, we'll hear what you have to say. So please, why don't you take a seat? Noah gestures to one of the empty chairs. The poor woman hesitates for a moment before heavily resigning. She then walks towards the corner of the room and sits on the sofa. Can you start off by telling us your name, your social security number, your passport details, and also where you live and where your family can be found? ? I'm sorry for earlier. My name is Nina Mortimer. You thought one would think one would take precaution over life when your name is Mortimer. Deathbringer, I guess. Well, okay, I guess you bring death, so, I need help watching over my grandfather tonight. Okay. Watching over your grandfather? Yes. I'm sorry, ma'am, the babysitters is on the other side of this store. Everyone gets confused. I know, it's understandable, but, I'm sorry, Miss Mortimer, but I don't quite understand. Is he in danger? I'm afraid he is. Miss Mortimer, if that is the case, wouldn't contacting the police be better? No. I've tried requesting their help. Questioning their help always leads to wrong places. But all they give me is the same answer. There's nothing they can do about it. If only I knew who Louis was. Louis? Nina fidgets at the name. She looks to her side before reaching out from her bag for an antique letter. My grandfather, he received a cryptic message the other day. It didn't come with an address or the name of the sender. However, the only thing I did pick up was that name. As she hands over the letter, Hugo notices her hands slightly shaking. Whatever lies in this note must have shaken her this badly. Hugo removes the content of the envelope and unfolds it. At first glance, it seems like any normal envelope. A person named Louis asking the other, Henry, to come meet him by the lake at midnight, needing to share something important with him. However, what's eerily striking is about this letter is not the message itself. Rather, at the bottom of the page, a sentence far more disturbing that is written. I am coming for you, Henry. Okay, that's not creepy at all. Might be a prank letterer? Yeah. Were there any other letters like this? Yes, a few of them. I thought it was a sick joke at first. It is a sick joke, don't worry about it. Just leave the letter, burn it, and then go away. No one's gonna know anything. But this one was different. Up until now, I've never heard of anything by that name. Anyone by that name. Not a relative or family or friend. But they clearly know who my grandfather is. If I don't do something about this, I'll lose him too. Just by uttering the words alone, Nina breaks down. Hiding away her tear-streaked face, she begins to quietly sob to herself. As an act of comfort, Colby sits close to Nina, while Noah fetches tissues for her. Fetch some tea as well. Tea solves everything. Hugo, on the other hand, is puzzled. This very well could have been a prank, but she seems certain. Certain that whoever or whatever this Louis person is, they're coming. Do you want some tissues? I'll do it. I'll take on your case. For a moment, silence fills the room. But am I not like an intern? I thought I was an intern. I should not be taking cases. I don't think so, at least. Only stares are directed at Hugo, until Nina finally stands up and walks towards him. You'll take it? Hugo simply nods. Thank you. You don't know how much this means to me. We're glad to help Ms. Nina. Nina is fine. Well, Nina, we'll do our best. Nina slightly smiles at Hugo before reaching into her bag once more and taking out a note. 4970 Church Street. This is my address. You just have your address written on a note. That you realize how bad that is, right? I'll be sure to greet you once you get there, detective. Or we could go with you to ensure your safety. But clearly, yeah, okay. She politely bows once more before heading to her car and drives back home. Once out of sight, Hugo turns to look at his cluttered desk. Still messy, but presentable. I guess I'll have to sort out these later. Again. Car, 5:30 p.m. That's 12 hours. No, not 12. Less than 12 hours, but still 12 hours. From the ongoing downpour to the quiet hums of the car, they sit in silence. Still miles off from their destination, Hugo constantly checks the rearview mirror. This is why you should go. We should have gone with her. You save on fuel and ghost money. Noah, who usually chats his ear off by now, sits completely still. Noah's the ghost. Noah's the ghost. Noah's the ghost. He looks out at the passing streetlights, reserved and distant. Hey, you're a lot quieter than usual. What's wrong? Ha, this is a surprise. Have you been looking at me, Hugo? No, you idiot. You usually talk a lot, that's all. So you did miss me talking a lot? Oh, did I ever? I miss the times where I could wish to tape your mouth shut. I'm joking. I'll just use flexi tape, you know. Do you still talk with flexi tape? Yeah. Just say it. I didn't want to offend Nina earlier, so I kept quiet until she finished. She's finished. She's been finished for over 12 hours now, so yeah. But it's her last name that caught me off guard. You mean Deathbringer? Have you heard about the Mortimers? They're a pretty distinguished family. Yeah, because they bring death. Well, they used to be. What do you mean? They've been struck with so many tragedies, and that over time people began to believe that they were cursed or something. They just bring death. Lots and lots of death. So much death. Every other year, I would see a headline on the local news about one of their family members' deaths. And you know what's strange? All of them have been labeled as accidents. No foul play. No nothing. Just another unfortunate event for the family. Maybe I understand why she wouldn't go to the place. So she probably thought they'd perceive her as paranoid or hysterical. Or worse, crazy. I can't imagine all of this for Nina. And most of all, who knows what we'll find there. Is that why you decided to come with me? Well, partially. I'm more worried about you, though. Think of it this way. I'm the appointed driver. I thought I was driving and you were the one in the seat. This is strange. It's very mysteriously and strange. When you decide to do some pretty reckless crap, I'll be there to drive you to the local hospital. You know what? Fair enough. Sometimes when you go to hell, you burn your legs off. It happens quite a lot. Besides, 2 are better than 1. That's true. Especially in horror situations like this. Very true. So you can split up, find the demon, and then die one by one. Exactly. I was fine with Colby coming with me. Well, have you heard that 3 is better than 2? You right. You right. Mortimer Estate, 6 p.m. Passing through countless dirt roads and steep cliffs, the estate reveals itself beyond the evergreen. Nestled and tucked away from prying eyes, it stands tall, with ivy climbing by the side. For some reason, this looked like the what's the game called? I forgot the name of the game. I forgot the name of the game. Looming from a distance. Hugo and Noah gaze at the sheer scale of the manor as they parked adjacent to Nina's car. This is why I should have gone with her. Wow, to think she came all this way just to request us. It took us more than a couple of hours to get here. Hey, road trip. You get to take in the scenery and stuff? Yeah. Maybe, but she didn't really have a choice. What do you mean? Come on, she's waiting for us. Oh! Immediately after exiting the driver's seat, a sudden sharp pain weighs heavy on Hugo's chest. Grasping tightly at his coat, he begins to gasp for air. His gaze hazes as he leans over to the car. This is a really cool effect. It's kind of like... It's got a fringe. It's got a very small fringe. Wow. Okay. Like a fish drawn out from sea, he desperately heaves. But this ache he harbors pales in comparison to a pain far more excruciating. Is it the house? No. Something far more sinister. He feels it. Someone is watching him. A piercing gaze fixed on him, like leering at a bug and waiting to strike. I'll never forgive you. Okay, that's fine. What the hell? Damn it, already? I need to hurry or else. Hey, are you alright? Noah calls out to him, snapping him out of his fixated trance. Aww, Colby's adorable. Colby nudges his head towards Hugo, whining with concern over his partner's well-being. Did you hear that just now? Hear what? That voice! It was so close to my ear, Is everything alright? Yeah, don't worry about it. I'm just hearing ghosts, feeling demons. You know, everyone can do it. Oh, I'm fine. Don't mind me. I'm just a bit winded from the trip, that's all. I'll be happy to take you a coffee at the very least, if it's no trouble. Hey, you doing it, right? You're asking for coffee? No, not at all. It's the least I can do. Once again, the subtle uneasiness from Nina's surfaces. But after Hugo could get a chance to look further into it, she walks off towards the front porch without saying another word. Are you sure you're all right? You sounded like you were choking earlier. I wasn't choking. I was just I had a hairball stuck in my throat. I mean, I'm not a cat person. No, I'm not. I said I'm fine. Besides, we're already here. We can't back out now. Listen to me. I think you should. Noah abruptly cuts his lecture short as he notices Nina stopping by the front door. She stands silent as if contemplating something. I know this may sound rude, but I didn't get a chance to know your names. My name's Lucifer. I'm the Lord of Hell. You know, big deal. I know, so cool. I suck. Yeah. Well, and this is we're gonna call him Yaskier because he's just like him. He's as cool as him, and very, very cool. Well, you were pretty out of it when you walked in. I'm really sorry about that. No worries. This is Detective Hugo Laurent and his assistant, Colby. And I'm a second assistant, Noah De Leon. Huh. It seems so surreal, just like a cartoon. You would think it's almost a cartoon, right? This is definitely not a visual novel game at all. No. Ha 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 ha. Nina meekly smiles before turning away from them. I haven't been quite honest with you, Detective Laurent. Question mark? Just like before, as if carefully choosing her next words, she decides that in this situation, words are not enough. You'll see for yourselves what I mean. That's not scary at all. And with that, Nina enters the house, leaving behind the three to follow them behind. Hugo is about to enter through the foyer when he feels a tug on his arm. Don't forget what I told you. If something happens, let me know right away. You'll be the first to know. And with that, Noah releases his grip on Hugo, and Noah stays behind in the rain, drenching for all to witness. They proceed to head in, not knowing what awaits them beyond the door. Wow, even just doing that hurts. He's still standing there. I mean, sitting there. I mean, what's the difference between sitting and standing? I know, right? Nothing. Greeted with the brightly lit hallway, Hugo notices that the interior is just as grand. Adored with floral accents and antique paintings, it exudes an elegant charm found only in resplendent houses such as this. Hugo, however, notices something even more distinct than the splendor. The house is much more terrifying inside than out. Please come this way. Bracing themselves, they entered the dimly lit drawing room. At first, Hugo could not discern the silhouettes situated at the far corner. However, on closer inspection, he now understands the reason for all of Nina's unsettling vagueness. Grandfather, we have guests. Oh. Yeah, no, he's a demon. He's possessed. His eyes tell a whole story. Beautiful eyes, by the way. But still, they tell a whole story. He's an anime main character, or used to be at least, by his hair. So, yeah. Sitting on the armchair is a young man. He is dressed in a white collar-down dress shirt tucked in with black slacks and black penny loafers. Staring only at the window, the young man sits there dazed, with little acknowledgement of the people around him. Still, motionless, like a doll. Grandpa, these are the people I spoke of. This is Detective Laurent, and his two assistants, Colby and Noah. They're going to help us. Even after introducing them to the head of the Mortimer estate, Hugo and Noah could not help but feel unnerved. The man before them is supposed to be frail and older than any of them. Ha! But age is a lie. Age is just a construct of Nemo. Yeah. And yet here he remains, forever unchanging, forever young. They've come a long way, so I'll make them some coffee. I would like some tea instead, but I have no control over this, sadly, so I'll have some teafy. Would you also like some, Grandpa? The young man does not reply back, never glancing at Nina or anyone else in the room. That's not suspicious at all. Only fixed on the rain. Also, this is the wrong perspective, because in the previous shot, he was staring at the window. That means we couldn't stare at him. So, yeah. Also, his eyes are very glowy, which is really cool, but also very concerning. So concerning. ... I'll be sure to make a cup for you, too. She then timidly gestures towards Hugo and Noah back to the foyer, bearing more questions to follow Nina outside. But before they leave the drawing room, Hugo takes one last look at the young man. There is an all too familiar air about Henry Mortimer. His eyes, they're similar to his own. Oh, they both can see the demons. The demons of the deep. Whatever he must be longing for, Hugo knows it will not end well. Oh no. Nina, that man. Yes, he's my grandfather. The one I asked you all to watch over. I know this is hard to believe, but Nina draws something from her coat pocket. Oh, wow, he's dashing. It's an antique picture of a young man with slick black hair. That's definitely black hair. Wearing a luxurious suit. He appears to be poised and refined, a complete contrast to the current Henry Mortimer. This isn't much to go by, but I swear he's the same person. Then why does he look so young? It happened a few nights ago. I was on my way to get a cup of tea. See? Tea is best. All hail the tea. When I heard a loud thud coming from my grandfather's room. I was worried something fell over, so I went to check. When I opened the door, I found him collapsed on the ground. I rushed to help him, but when I did, he looked so different. So many things were rushing to my head, and yet he felt so familiar to me. He wore the same clothes that my grandpa wore that night. And his face. I recognized his face. He just looked younger. Why does she look so terrified? I mean, she looks like she's seen a ghost. Is there a ghost? Nina? Are you hiding something from us, Nina? That was also the same night I found the letter. It was next to him, already opened. I'm sorry again for all of this. No matter who I went to, they either said something was wrong with me or my family. With everything going on, maybe they're right. The pools of water, the dripping sounds of the letter, and now this. You have humongous tears. Wow, holy crap, those are huge tears. Maybe my family is really they're not. Curses aren't real. Detective? I think we easily get too involved in believing that sort of thing exists. In reality, the one who fixated on it feeds off of it. Rumors, doubt, lies, all those things are what they want to become real. Deep-rooted emotions like that can't possibly be healed or fixed right away. But like a curse, those emotions drag other people down with them. Personally, I think you were caught up in all of this, but I assure you, we'll see this through. For you and your grandfather. Thank you. Good. Now, our first priority is to find out more about Louis. Nina, the letter you showed us back to the agency, do you have it with you? Ah, yes, it's here. Do you mind if I borrow it for a bit? I'll be sure to give it back. Of course, I could just take out my smartphone and, take a photo of it, but I might be living in the 1980s. I might be Sherlock Holmes for all I know. I'll check upstairs, Noah. You and Kobe check the ground floor. Got it. Before they leave to do their own investigations, Hugo grabs hold of Noah's shoulder. He leans in, close enough for Nina not to hear. Keep a close eye on Mr. Mortimer and Nina. Especially Nina. Okay. I'm counting on you. You too, boy. Let's go hunt down some ghosts. And with that, Hugo heads upstairs, starting his investigation. Ooh, Mortimer started 11:30 p.m. It's taken 4 hours. No, wait. No, 6 hours. I can't do math, I promise. Oh, there is a letter on the floor. I was right. I called it. Big Bazonga Brain Lucy. I added it again. After searching vigorously through each of the rooms, he knew his findings would eventually lead him here. This is it. Hugo walks toward the nearest lampshade and opens it. Dimly illuminated, he sees the extent of how lavish this part of the house is. From customized drapes to the vintage furniture, everything here exudes that extravagance. But much like the interior Hugo has seen so far, he finds this one in particular reeks of it. Plastered from wall to wall, the sense of gloom lingers. It's as if the room itself is moldering, despite its preserved nature. I need to hurry. I don't want to stay here for too long. But why? Oh. Okay. He searches and searches, still with no sign of anything. Okay. Not creepy at all. Not one thing pertaining to Louis. Damn it, nothing? It's as if he cleared out everything, just blank everywhere. No, it has to be here. I'm just missing something. He ponders again before remembering the letter. This is the only proof Louis exists so far. I'll try reading it again. Maybe I overlooked it. As he takes out the letter from the envelope, he notices a change within. Bearing no foreboding threat at the bottom of the page, it just looks like a regular letter. What the? If you can't come, then I understand. It's pretty dreary after all. But if I can ask one last favor of you, could you keep my locket? I know this is a fetish of me, selfish of me, but I'd like for you to have it. I'd happy be knowing it's with you. Thank you for everything, Henry. Forever yours, Louis. There's the same Louis? I thought he was the cause of all this. I don't understand. Without warning, the sound of a click can be heard across the bedroom, as if something unlocked itself. Hugo turns around and sees at the foot of the bed is a chest. I wonder how I missed the foot at the bed of the chest. Yeah, I know what I'm saying. Unlike the other furniture, its dark and rustic features have not been maintained well. Left to rot on its own, preparing himself, he opens the chest. Inside, scrambled together, are bunches of notebooks and small trinkets. Hugo continues to rummage through when he stumbles across an old newspaper article. Young man found dead by the lake. An unidentified young man was found on the morning of XXXXXXX, 3 days prior to his death, according to the police. Ruled out as a suicide, police have claimed that the troubled youth drowned himself. It certainly is a tragic loss, an unfortunate event indeed. XXXXX. Comments. No claim of his body has been made yet. Louis. By the corner of Hugo's eye, he spots a glint buried beneath the clutter. He reaches for it. The locket! A locket of brilliant gold shines unblemished, retaining a timeless luster. Inside, it safeguards a picture of a young man with glasses smiling brightly. This must be the locket that he was talking about. It's so pretty. I'm surprised it still shines like this. And this picture. Did he put this here? No. It might have been Henry. But why? Why would he store it away like this? Obviously, Louis is the one who orchestrated the murder of the unidentified person. Clearly, this is what it all goes down to. Yup. What should I do? Take the locket. I want to save. Let me save. Oh no. Can I? There we go. Nice. Awesomeness. Let's take the locket. I should probably hold on to this for now. For a second I thought I couldn't save, and I panicked because it would mean that the choices matter in this game. So yeah, I should probably hold on to this for now. Hugo's about to put everything back into the chest when he feels wet and coldness crawling up his leg. That's Louis. He just wants to feel legs, you know. He's into legs. What? Water? A pool of water relentlessly spreads across the floor, already seeping into the chest. Damn it, no! Suddenly the light shuts off. A scream is heard, following by a myriad of shouts. Hugo is about to call out to Noah, but stops at the sight of pale feet before him. That's not good. That's not good. That's a very bad pair of feet that's about to go probably kill me. Looming over him stands a tall and ominous figure. His face is shrouded in complete darkness, devoid of any human emotion. Oh, it appears as a young man, but Hugo knows that it's far from it. No, this very thing is trying to imitate a human form, trying to be human. Hugo can only stare back. Paralyzed with fear, he is forced to watch the horror as it slowly creeps towards him. Oh, just like before, the sensation of someone staring at him from within. That's not cool! But this time, closer, inching ever so closely. The words call out to Colby or Noah fail to reach out. Lodged in his throat, he struggles in pain. With his breathing shallow, he tries to force his body to move. And then it stops. Looking down at Hugo, filled with nothing but malice and contempt, it speaks. Oh. Don't get in my way. All of a sudden, the door to the bedroom slams shut and the entity disappears. The tension from his body finally releases its agonizing grip, and he gasps desperately for air. His vision blurred and breathing jagged, he staggered towards the door. He yanks at the handle several times, but it's tightly jammed. Fudge! Noah Colby! To his dismay, he's only greeted with silence at the other end of the door. Dang it! From the distance, he faintly hears the sounds of Colby's relentless barking as it gets further away from the house. Hugo rushes towards the window. Where's the water? There's no water. Water is a lie. He tries to pry it open, but just like the door, heavy forces prevents him from doing so. Screw this! Frantically looking around the room, he spots a nearby chair. Within a moment sooner, Hugo grabs the chair and starts to strike the window. Bit by bit, the window cracks, getting larger with each blow, splitting off smaller pieces. What the hell is this thing made of? It's made of plexiglass, very strong. Still trying to catch his breath, he musters all of his strength he has left for a final blow. Dang it, break already! Oh, wow. Clearing at the remaining glass shards, Hugo peers his head out to see any railing he can grab hold of. However, he discovers instead that the wall adjacent is covered in ivy. Ah, so the ivy did have something to do with the game. Cool, that's really awesome. Despite how heavy the rain has drastically become, he reaches out for it, grabbing a handful of the vines. Carefully he climbs out of the window, gripping tightly and making sure he doesn't have to lose his footing. Yet to his luck, the patches of vines he's clutching start to tear away from the wall. That sounds like an ouchie. Ugh, ouchie. Out of desperation, he struggles to find his grip on another, but fails when his hand slips out of reach. Creps! Ouchie. Clamoring wildly as he loses grip on the ivy, he crash lands down into the thicket of bushes. Air forced out of him, he heaves uncontrollably before trying to even let breath out. Yeah, words! But even that is laborious. An immense pain spreads across not only his back but his entire body. God, I'm getting too old for this. You're like, what, 18? You'll be fine. Although his body's... Oh no, he was like 30, I forgot. I forget ages, I forget things, I forget. Although his body screams out in pain, he forces himself up. There is still time, I can do this, I have to do this. With staggering feet and haggard breathing, he makes his way to the place where it all started. To the lake, where this tragedy starts and ends. Interesting, so he knows how to end stuff, so that's intriguing. Finally, entering through the park, Hugo calls out to Colby and Noah. Colby, Noah, where are you? They're in the house where you left them. Why are you calling them out here? Hears faint sounds of barking and echoes of people yelling in the distance. He rushes towards the echoes, guiding him through the downpour. Oh, I'm about to take Louis' place, aren't I? I'm going to swap places with him in the lake or something like that. With his heart racing and blood rushing to his head, he finds his way to the lake. Drawing closer, he sees Nina give chase after her grandfather. Unfortunately, he doesn't get too far as Noah stops her. Grandpa, stop! Grandpa! Let me go, my grandpa, he's... Nina, please, it's dangerous. He'll get hurt too. I don't care. I don't want to lose anyone anymore. It's at that instant Hugo trudges against the water, pursuing in Nina's stead. Hugo? No, don't! Doggo to the rescue! Please fall deaf to his ears. Not even the whines and worried cries of his partner could make him turn back. Determined, he trudges further in. Nearing the deep end, he sees Henry Mortimer gazing directly at the abyss. He looks even more frail and disheveled, as if all the life has been drained out of him, surrendering it all to the lake. Before Henry could lean in, Hugo reaches out and tugs at his arm. Mr. Mortimer, listen to me. Nothing is waiting for you down there, so please come back to the shore with me. Motionless and unresponsive, he still stares deeply into the water. There are so many things we cannot afford to lose in our lives. And you're one of them. To Nina, you're all she has left. She needs you, Mr. Mortimer. Hugo felt it. A slight jolt from Henry's arm as if stirred by the mention of Nina. He slowly turns to face Hugo. Nina. However, it is just as cruel as violent as the storm. Henry jerks back, wrenching his arm away from Hugo's hold on him. His eyes are glowing, though. All of this is my fault. If only I got to Louis sooner, then none of this would have happened. Henry inches closer to the edge. Louis, I'm sorry. I should have. Should have what? Gone on his stead? Gone with him? You know what? You know that wouldn't resolve anything. Not for you or Louis. I read what he wrote to you those years ago. He understood that if you didn't want to come see him. But the thing is, Mr. Mortimer, Louis never thought of anything, thought anything less of you. The locket is proof of that. Louis's locket. Yes, it's a symbol of his love for you. That's why you don't have to shoulder all that pain by yourself anymore. We can talk about it. About you and Louis. All of it. Together. Hugo extends not only his hand to him, but a promise. A promise that Henry had yearned for so long. To talk about his dead boyfriend? I mean, fair enough. I don't want to... Yeah, fair enough. I mean, anyone could have done it, and he could have talked to someone a long time ago, but still, fair enough. It's still a sweet story. A way to forgive himself. This is why you need therapy! Everyone gets therapy in the game. Yeah, he hesitates at first. What fool believes in a deserved forgiveness? Such a thing does not exist. And yet, despite everything, Hugo still reaches out to him. To a stranger. Maybe he can be forgiven. Just as he was about to reach out for Hugo, as a hand slithers down Henry's instead. Oh, whoa! Its arms unnaturally contort around him, while his head perches on his shoulders. This Louis is no longer pretending to be human. With piercing cold green eyes, it glares directly at Hugo, mocking him, cursing him, wishing nothing but despair. We can be saved. We can be forgiven. There is only one true way out of this. I will share with you the most happiest of endings. Before Hugo could reach out for Henry's hand, he disappears into the water. Mr. Mortimer! Without hearing the anguished cries and desperate pleas, Hugo dives in after him. Into the abyss. 12:30 a.m. Question the mark. Plunging into icy waters, Hugo feels shock running rampant throughout his body. He's been in there for half an hour. He should be dead. Like spikes continuously piercing from his legs to the tips of his fingers, fiercely and unyielding. His chest tightens and his heart races as he begins to kick his legs. Hoping whichever way he goes, he'll find the way to Henry. Swimming deeper and deeper in, he sees faintly a figure slowly descending into the darkness. Anger face! As finally he gets closer to Henry, long snake-like arms stretch across the void to grab Hugo's neck, violently squeezing the air out of him. He tries desperately to wrench its hand away, but with each struggle, Hugo's movements begin to weigh heavier and heavier. Louis, where are you, Louis? It's looking for Louis? Digging deeper into his coat's pockets, he grasps tightly in his hand the locket that Henry kept and had long forgotten. Holding it out as it shines ever so brightly in the dark. Ah, there you are. It releases its grip on Hugo and instead reaches out for the locket. Taking this chance, he drops the chain and kicks it with all his might to grab Henry's arm. I don't think you know, but in water, kicking does not work the same, but okay. With his heart burning and his body screaming, he swims desperately to the surface. Almost there. I just have to. As the light on the surface begins to blur, Hugo makes one last attempt to reach for it. With his limbs worn out and his energy spent, this is all he can do. Before he loses his consciousness, he notices a figure swimming towards them, getting closer and closer. And then Everything fades to black. That must be Henry. No, not Henry. My partner. Right? Question marks everywhere. Drifting along with what feels like an endless sea, Hugo courses through the wave after wave, not knowing where he is going or caring for that matter. All he knows is that he's very, very tired. How long has it been since he's got a good night's rest? It's been so long. Maybe I should take that rest now. I'd like that so much. I agree that you deserve it, but not here. I'm sorry for startling you. I just wanted to see you before I go. Louis, you've done so much for me and Henry. Thank you. No worries. From a far off distance, a voice cries out to him, beckoning for him to come back. Well, I guess this is it. Take care, Hugo. Lake. More question marks. With his eyes closed and his senses still returning, he feels the constant tug and clicks of a certain bloodhound. Yes, it can't be any other bloodhound ever. It has to be the bloodhound. Whining as he tries to wake up his partner. I mean, I don't know why I'm being so skeptical about everything, but this is really cool. I love the doggo. The doggo is awesome, just like you guys are. Hugo. He also hears another familiar voice, too annoyingly close for comfort. I'm a ghost. Eyes shut open, he jerks up. Confused, Hugo looks around him before he coughs up the remaining water in his lungs. Are you all right? Noah! Noah starts to pat his back while Colby continues to whine over Hugo. What happened? Where's Mr. Mortimer? He's safe, so is Nina. They're both okay. The police and the ambulance are arriving soon. They're all off camera for budget reasons. Don't worry about it. Thank goodness. Isn't there more you have to say to me? Instead of, thank goodness. I swear, you don't listen to a damn word I say. I'm sorry, Noah. Exhausted, he lets out a sigh. He then continues to pat Hugo's back aggressively. Detective Laurent? Oh, Nina. There's someone I want you to meet. Behind her stands an elderly man. Frail in stature, he timidly looks at to the side, pensively as he ponders to himself. Although his youth has long faded, his eyes are what catches Hugo's attention. They're no longer piercing and vicious green. Only eyes just like Nina's. Hello, Mr. Mortimer. Detective. I never got a chance to say goodbye to him. I always thought about it every day. What if Louis lived on in this world? What if he stayed a little longer with me? It's because of that constant mindset I dragged everyone down. And I kept hurting not only me, but Nina especially. I was the one who kept hurting her, the one to blame for all of this. But you, someone that I've never met, still went out of your way to save me. Not knowing my burdens or my faults. Thank you. Hugo reaches out to Henry and smiles brightly at him. It's my pleasure, sir. Before he lets go, Henry tugs at Hugo's hands one last time. I hope that someday, you too will overcome it. Oh? The next day. Am I a ghost detective? Am I the ghost? Well, good morning, Hugo. You're bright and early. Morning. With much time and fervor and with much fervor and haste, Hugo resumes writing on his notepad. Although by closer inspection, he looks like he's going to combust any minute. Are you writing up the report? Without looking up, Hugo responds back. Yeah, for the most part. You still need to write yours too. I will, but since I haven't had breakfast yet, and I don't like eating by myself, he got the food. Let me guess. 2 is better than 1. Bingo! Wow, Hugo. You're really catching on. I'm so proud of you. Shut it, will you? I swear, if only I hadn't fallen off from the goddamn window, maybe my report would have been shorter. Before Noah could begin to cut the bacon, he pauses and the mention of Hugo's reports. Oh yeah, by the way, mind telling you what happened to the Mortimer window? I broke it. No, it was the ghost. It was the ghost. It was the ghost. Well, that's obvious. Why was it broken? Do you know how much it costs to repair windows like that? I know. It was really dumb of me. I'm sorry. Besides, I told Mr. Mortimer about it before we left. Honestly, I was expecting an earful from him. And also the bill. And, surprisingly enough, he said it was okay. So what, you just called it a day after all of that? Thank you so much, Mr. Mortimer. And you broke it, you pay for it. Would you chill? Of course I'll pay for it. But each time I kept insisting, he just shrugged it off. Said that we already went through a lot for them, so this was nothing in comparison. You know what? He's right. After all that we went through, I deserve at least a nap. He puts down his pen and proceeds to head for the couch. Colby follows after him. Wait, what about breakfast? I'll eat it later. It's nap time now. Heavily sighing, Noah sets aside the food on his desk and joins the other two on the couch. Aww. This is adorable. It's getting old. I mean, you're old. Shut it. Colby whines, asking for head scratches. Sorry, boy. Silently, Hugo scratches the back of Colby's ears as he leans closer to Noah. You know, I'm glad you came along yesterday. Oh, what is this? Are you getting chummy with me now? Call it chummy or whatever, but I really mean it. If you hadn't saved us back there... Look, I've told you before. I'll be there whenever you get yourself into reckless crap. Besides, didn't you say that this was nap time? Get some rest. You deserve it. You too. Yeah, this is adorable. A calming silence fills the room as the three fall deeper into sleep. No big parties or celebrations, just each other's comfort and sharing the small but rewarding night's rest. I got the good ending, a night's rest. That was awesome. And honestly, this just made me want more. Like, there's probably going to be more to this game because a lot is left ambiguous. Like, the whole thing about Louis could just be a metaphor for not forgiving yourself, depression, stuff like that. But also if it's literal and Hugo can see ghosts, there has to be more. There has to be more. Like, how can he see them? Why he had a sudden feeling about stuff and everything like that. Like, maybe a prequel or a sequel to this game would be super cool. So yeah, that was really awesome. I enjoyed that. The art was again amazing. If you want to play it, I am short in time. I have to end it over here. But if you want to get the other ending, you can get it with links below. Links down in the description. I bet it's going to be very cool. But yeah, that's going to be the end of this video, guys. This is just so cool to play. That was so cool. I want to know more. There has to be another Stillwater game, right? There has to be like Stillwater 2 coming out, right? Right. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. This was really fun to play. I hope you had fun too. And yeah, take care. Remember that you're awesome and amazing, and that you're never alone. Yeah, take care of yourself, guys. And yeah, goodbye.